Okay, well, welcome everyone to the global online exchange with Ibaraki Christian and Hue University, University of Foreign Languages. And my name is Patrick Stevens. I'm the Assistant Director of the International Programs at IC. So if you have international students coming to IC, I will be involved with their with taking care of them, and we'll also be sending students. We would love to send some students to Vietnam sometime in the future. So today we are going to hear from a number of students. We're going to start with presentations, and then we're going to go into some student-made videos, and after that, in between all of those, students will have time to talk in small groups, so they don't have pressure from teachers. So I hope you guys are ready for fun. I think it will be a lot of fun. Before we get started with that part of the program, we're going to hear from Thuy Tran from Hue University. She's going to say the opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick, for giving me the chance to say some words at the beginning of these activities. Good afternoon to Mr. Nobuyoshi Karato, to the organizers of these activities, Mr. Patrick, and teachers and students of Ibaraki Christian Universities and Hue University of Foreign Languages. I am very honored and pleased to be here with you in this online exchange activity this afternoon. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Stephen, Patrick, and Ms. Thuy, and other teachers who have devoted your time and efforts to make this opportunity available for the students of our two universities. I was actually very impressed and happy to know that last year in these online activities, the students from Ibaraki universities and Hue universities have exchanged their ideas, and you get to know about the cultures of two countries. Hopefully this can be a great bridge for you to get to know more about other countries and cultures when you use English as a means or a medium for you to communicate and get to know more about the world out there. When we have the topic for the online activity this year, we have to focus on COVID-19 pandemic, which is what we are very concerned about and have mentioned frequently for the past 2 years since it's appeared, and maybe perhaps in the time to come, we have more thing about COVID-19 to talk about. So I think when you exchange the ideas, you have the discussion, and you present what you have thought about COVID-19. At your age, you can present the thinking that can be different from other people in the society. And we welcome to hear more about you. So I wish you a great time presenting, discussing, and learning from each other in these activities this afternoon. Most of the time you have prepared, and this is the moment that we can directly talk to each other and get the idea exchange understood from both sides. So I hope you get these activities as the first opportunity to learn from each other, and from these activities we can have more interest in learning from each other, and we can also have these activities for your connection. Say we can make friends with our fellow students on campus, and here the campus can be most extended beyond our country's boundary. So far, we have these online activities for you to get to know more about your fellow students from other university and not only in one country, but from other countries. So hopefully these activities can be a chance for you to learn from each other, and you can also start new friendships and relationships with teachers and friends from different countries and groups of students. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you a good time this afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So I hope you could introduce yourself and get to know each other a little bit. Next, we're going to start our first presentation. And the presentation, the first one, will be from Ibaraki Christian. And so.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karin. And my name is Hazuki. We will be speaking today for IC about what the world will be like after COVID-19. It has been a tough 2 years with the pandemic. First, a large number of people have passed away due to COVID-19. Also, the number of suicides has increased. We think one of the causes is we can meet or go outside easily. In addition, we can relieve our stress. Second, racism has happened in some countries. Asian hate has increased in different countries, especially since COVID-19 started. So we are more heartbroken because we know that we have to be wary of overseas and just hope the innocent Asians will not suffer any more damage. Third, the birth rate is declining. We think, especially in Japan, it is expected to decrease even more from now on. Lastly, environment pollution. Medical waste such as syringes and medical instruments is increasing due to COVID-19. There have been some positive effects of the pandemic though. First, the internet has made shopping and meeting people easier. We can't meet face-to-face, but we can meet online and relax and do work together. Moreover, we can always shop online. Second, due to the pandemic, people in Japan spend more time with their family and their quality of life has improved. It is now possible for us to keep an eye on and care more about our own family and children. In addition, because personal time has increased, we can enjoy our hobbies at home. Third, game industry sales have increased. The sales of Nintendo have increased by 34%. Lastly, home entertainment has improved. Even if we don't go somewhere, we feel like we are traveling at home with VR technology. This is the situation now, but when the pandemic is over, we thought about what would happen or what we hope. We think the possibility of getting jobs will return, but that is if restaurants and stores reopen. However, there is a possibility that jobs don't return. Because of the new convenience of the internet, a lot of the older types of jobs will likely disappear. So a lot of the work that has been done at companies until now will be done more at home after the pandemic. There are many benefits to having your work online. For example, we can now have meetings and job interviews online, so there is no travel necessary. In addition, businesses will send fewer people overseas for business trip and do more by video conferencing. So travel expenses can be reduced and travel time eliminated. And by putting work materials online in the cloud, you can see the material anytime and anywhere with one device such as mobile phone or a computer.
the cost of printing will be reduced, and the waste of paper and ink can be reduced, which will lead to a greener earth that benefits employees too. Many will be able to continue to telecommute for work and use time more efficiently and spend more time with our families. Even if COVID-19 calms down, it does not mean that the virus is completely gone. And it doesn't mean that the fear will go away. New variants, such as the Omicron variant, may continue to evolve and remain. As a result, we may need to get vaccinated over and over. And vaccination certificates may be required for various situations, such as staying at a hotel, going to a restaurant, entering a foreign country, and so on. It can also make people more sensitive to viruses and infections. So it may cause people to hesitate to remove masks and fear going out, which could result in a lack of exercise and declining health.
Trying to predict what the world will be like after a pandemic of this size and length of time is very difficult. We have given some ideas of things that might happen, but we also hope those things will get back to normal. The COVID-19 situation has calmed down a lot recently. Soon, it will likely be possible for students to take classes face-to-face and have parties without wearing masks, and for friends who haven't seen each other to have reunions. Furthermore, we hope the economy will be revitalized and increasing the number of people will have greater economic stability. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Did you have enough time? Was that okay? Okay, then let's get on to our next presentation.
Okay. Konnichiwa, watashi wa Queen desu. Hello, everyone. We are the team from the University of Foreign Languages, and we are honored to represent our school to share our ideas about the topic. What would the world be like after the pandemic? At first, we know that there's numbers of COVID-19 infection and deaths is finally decreasing as more people get vaccinated. And we believe that this pandemic will not last forever. But what will the world like after the pandemic? So in this bit, we'll give all of you our prediction about the what will happen in the post-pandemic eras. And let's take a closer look and listen carefully. And first on, we will mention about the human interaction or human connection aspect. And my friend Yi will tell us about this. Welcome her right now.
Okay, so how are you guys? Can you see me and hear clearly?
Sure.
Yes.
Good. So here are some our team prediction about human interaction in the post-COVID world when the virus is completely controlled. I think it still changes remarkably the way people communicate with each other. And at first, because of the fear of being affected by the outbreak of the coronavirus again, and people will have less face-to-face interaction. And they will be still very careful for every close interaction. And maybe they just use their, virtual tool or simulation software instead. And I think besides, the variety of topics they talk will be fewer. And, in terms of action, they will avoid hugging and kissing. They have been considered as the typical Western culture. And finally, they are likely to reveal their true feeling and tend to just express themselves by emojis on their smartphone and also through social media. And I myself personally, I witnessed all of these changes in my own family. And during the national lockdown, my parents have more time off and they had to stay at home. So they spend more quality time for each family member more frequently. And after being back to the new normal, luckily, my parents kind of really busy before that, but now they spend more time and care more about health monitoring, and also take their children, it's me and my sibling, to the doctors more frequently to diagnose any potential disease. And anyway, I think it's just like a matter of time when people kind of feel eventually and gradually feel accustomed to the fact that the virus is completely controlled and the world will come back again. And our contemporary habits right now will fade with years, and human will welcome the comeback of the face-to-face interaction again. And that is also the last part of the aspect of the human interaction. And here's welcome Trin for the next part.
Hello everyone, I'm Trin, and now we'll talk about healthcare. The futures of healthcare is rapidly evolving. The focus on past have a positive development direction in the post-pandemic era. It looks bright in rural every stage of our lives from birth to old age, and there's some prediction about the healthcare future. First, many people from all walks of life will care more about mental health care. There will be a significant increase in mental health physical treatment due to long-term effects of coronavirus and the fears of going out. And second, in my city, Hue, people will be more concerned about routine vaccination. They will have more positive view on vaccination to prevent new diseases and viruses. So our health in post-COVID era will be better and less susceptible to infectious new diseases. And the third, primary care modernization will be a focus in the future. The outlook will be for advanced primary care services with expanded and more diverse care teams. They'll include social workers, nutritionists, health coaches, and physicians who will provide a more holistic scope of services focused on better health and well-being. And welcome to the next part by Ha.
Hello everyone, I'm Erica and also Ha. Yeah, and now I'll share with you our predictions in education. Firstly, the entire society will place a higher focus on the fundamental role of schools after a long time of lockdown or social distancing. For example, my friends and I always say to each other that we are really, really eager to attend school, and we realize how important it is to have physical interaction and face-to-face discussion at school. Secondly, there's no doubt that global education system can be an inevitable combination of face-to-face learning and e-learning. It also means that in a post-COVID world, teachers and students will be more flexible in integrating technology in their physical classes. For example, in my university, I believe that our teachers will continue to monitor their students and give extra practice through different websites such as LMS, and I think it can be absolutely convenient in a post-COVID world. Last but not least, the COVID crisis has shown us that the right to education needs to be flexible and adapted to different contexts and to the needs of changing societies. So, for example, rather than waiting for any adversity happening unexpectedly without any preparation of friends, like pandemics or natural disasters, I think the best way for our schools is to have a ready-made approach to solve this issue effectively. And that's all for education, and welcome the next part.
Hello, it's me again. Let's talk about the workings. From my point of view, I think that the future of work will be hybrid. It's either combinations between the in-person and remote aspects. And to the extent that the worker can benefit for a more flexible schedules, and this could be a positive development for the company to keep more people in the workforce. So to illustrate what I have said, I will give all of you an example. Let's imagine with me. So a company in Hue University will have an intention of hiring two teams for the same job, but on opposite schedules. Team 1 will take the jobs directly in the companies on the Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturday, and they still have working at homes on the other days. While Team 2, they will be responsible for the rest of the jobs face-to-face in the office on the Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and they still have a virtual working at home. It means that when team 1, they work in the company, team 2, they also work, but they work at home. But both teams work for the same job, but an opposite schedule. So as a result, this method can have the company earn at twice as much as the 1 year to be in this pandemic. And it also have the company to recover its revenue quickly. So following these methods, you can help working mothers to re-enter the workforce and their older workers to stay employed. That's all about the prediction about the work, and move on the last part about technology. And my friend Tung will talk about this. Please welcome him.
So, hi everyone. Besides other aspects, technology has also dramatically developed during the pandemic. So here is my prediction about that. So during the pandemic in my city, right? So the government had brought technology in keeping track of the suspected infected people by using the QR code you can see on the screen. So about this method, before entering any place, people will have to scan the QR code to mark their visited location. So by knowing the places where these people had gone to, the CDC can track down the potential infected people, and then they can take good care of them before the virus is spread. So moving on, there are also the use of internet wallet during the pandemic has also increased. So for your information, the virus can stay on the surfaces for more than 24 hours. So by replacing the cash with online payment, people can limit the possibility of getting the virus. So from my personal experience, when I go to the bookstore to buy my manga, I would prefer paying in internet wallet instead of paying cash. It saved me a lot of time. So yeah, that is about. So those are all of the prediction about the post-COVID world. Thanks you guys for listening, and arigatou gozaimasu.
All right, very good, very good. All right, can you guys stop your sharing, or I can, okay, there we go. Thank you very much for the great presentation. Wow, you guys looked really excited about what you were talking about. You know, I thought so, and that makes a difference. All right, let's go on to the breakout rooms, and you guys can explain a little slower what you talked about, and maybe they can have some questions. Here we go. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, did you have fun? Okay,
Yes.
good. We are going to shift into watching some videos that students made. And the first video is from Hue University. Okay, let me get back to the other video. All right.
I will show you how to make a miso soup. First, boil water and add a dried bonito. This time I want to use carrot and radish. And cut these vegetables. Then get rid of dried bonito from the pot. And put ingredient and brown seaweed. Finally, blend the miso into the soup. It's complete. I work at cafe, so I will show you latte art. We can make an order by using the tablet. After that, the sushi is delivered by special train or car. Tuna and salmon are my favorite topping. I like singing a song, so I often go to karaoke with my friend. I live in Mito. Mito is famous for plum tree. So, Plum Festival is held every spring. Finally, I spend spring vacation like this. Thank you for watching. See you!
Okay, that was Kotoe. Sorry, I didn't even introduce it beforehand. Thank you, Kotoe, for making that. And thanks to the other two girls who made, well, not just two girls, I think it was a team who made the other video. Let's go ahead and go into groups and you guys can talk about that. I think there's a lot of details in those videos that you'll want to ask questions about. So have fun. All right, good, everybody's back. I am putting right now in the chat, I'm putting a link. If you would like to share your contact information, you can click on there, put your name in there and your email or your Instagram or Twitter, whatever you want in the comments, you can put that in there. Later, don't do it now because we're about to hear. Anyway, we'll share that information with the other students so you can continue your relationship that you started today. Okay, thank you guys. I hope you had a good conversation this last time. We're going to finish off this event tonight with some closing remarks from the chair of the Department of Contemporary English, Dr. Karato. Dr. Karato, please.
Hello, I'm Nobuyoshi Karato, the chair of the English department of Ibaraki Christian University. The first, I'd like to thank you, all of you, for joining today's program. We had the same online event last year, so this is the second time for us to have the online exchange program like this. The impact of coronavirus is much more significant than we expected 2 years ago, and still we have the difficulties in the visiting foreign countries. And I hope the situation gets better and that we could get back to normal life again quickly. But with this corona pandemic, we also explored how to stay connected with the people in different cultures online. So as some students pointed out at the presentation, now we have the better skills for the online communication and the networking. So probably this is one positive side of this disaster. And we are global citizens and we should be exposed to different cultures to know each other. So interestingly, the cultural exchange is always two-way process. And what we run through cultural exchange is not only foreign cultures, but our own culture. So culture in which we grew up is sometimes invisible for us. I mean, it's too close to see clearly. So sometimes we realize our own uniqueness when people in other cultures ask questions about us. So the study of culture is impossible without others. So it's always an interactive dialogic activity. So that these 2 years tell us how invaluable it is to meet someone physically. So I hope in the near future, we could travel freely, interact with people in different cultures freely. Much more than 2 years ago, because we know how invaluable it is to meet someone physically. Although, thank you very much for today. Please keep in touch. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kato. Okay, you guys have done a great job today. The presenters, I want to thank Karen and Hazuki and Kotoe on this side, and more. There's more on the team. Lidi, I know, a few others. Sorry, the names are not coming to me right now, but thank you for all your hard work on this. I hope it was a good process for you. And also the Hue University of Foreign Language students. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope it was fun for you. And, in the past, I've been to Hue University before. And so I hope in the future, I can go back and bring some students with me and we can meet you guys again sometime.
Wow.
Yeah, please. Okay, well, please fill out the jot form if you would like to share your information. I'll get on that next week, so you won't receive an email right away, but I will send it out next week. I see someone just did already, so good job. Okay, thank you for the Ami and Tui. Thank you very much for your time today, and you guys have a great weekend. Okay, be safe.
Too.
Okay.
Very nice working with you via email.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, thanks guys. So everyone, you can turn your microphone on and say goodbye in any way you want.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.